We are now going into Magnetic Tool, take one. Alright, so here we are, back at the start screen. This time we're going to finish this studies off with the Magnetic Tool. Okay, and it's just Magnetic Tool, not tools. Never been good with English. Alright, so here we are. Let me go ahead and adjust the camera a little bit. Alright, so welcome back. So we are at the start screen. Go ahead and press open. And this time we're going to select the Horseshoe Hotel. Both, there you see it, Horseshoe Hotel and Horseshoe Hotel 2. Once you have those selected, press open. And there you see the rainforest. And here is the most incredible structure. That is some amazing architectural work there. This is in China. This is part of the Sheraton Hotel. Wow, can you imagine that, staying there? All right, so what we're going to do now is make it even more majestic. We're going to move this thing into the rainforest. This time, we're going to be using the Magnetic Lasso Tool. We've started out with the Lasso Tool, then Polygon. Now finally we're into the Magnetic Lasso Tool. So let's go ahead and click on that, and you'll notice the cursor there, it's got a little magnet there. Alright, so what this does is it makes selecting structures like this where you don't have to keep clicking like you do with a Polygon tool. You can just basically click one end. The Magnetic Lasso Tool will then select everything for you. Well, let me demonstrate. Okay, so first of all, let's start on this end of the structure here. Beautiful structure. I just have to admire this. It's so beautiful. So let's go ahead and click. Now, watch what happens. I'm just going to guide my cursor up. And you notice that here it is. I'm using a stylus pen. I basically took it off my trackpad. Alright, but I can keep moving. Look at this, here we go. If we watch, notice that it's going up. Okay, and I'm just being very careful here, slowly but surely. But at the same time, I can rest, I can stop, I can let go of my mouse or my stylus. It's going to go across the top. Basically what Photoshop does here, it deciphers the pixelation of the background to the building. Okay, so the background being the blue sky. Now we're going into the Sheraton, and it still is able to decipher. Now here we got a little weirdness here. I'm just going to go here, and here's where I might click and continue. And at this point I'm going to click again and then continue up and select the inner part. There we have it. And yes, we may have to, here we click again. We're going to be shifting directions. And notice here it kind of selects the inside. Whoops, I messed up, but that's to be expected. And then I'm going to double click. There I have it. Okay, so now there's a lot of places here that I've got to fix. No problem. And just as I use the lasso tool to fix the other lessons in this whole selection process, this time I'm going to refer to the polygon. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the polygon tool. Now notice here we have to include part of the building that was not selected. So I'm going to choose the adding mode right here, the add to selection. There it is. So polygon tool, add to selection. I'm just going to go down here. Okay. And watch what happens. I'm going to click, go across. I think I hit the water here, and then I'm going to click up. And double click. Now I've included that. Oops. See, now I've included that area. Or else. Now this part right here, I need to remove. I've got a whole bunch of places here that I've got to add. So now you got to be careful though, okay, with some of these. You don't want to select anything that you don't want to select. So now I'm going to go back to the lasso tool. I'm going to select add again, and then once again I'm going to go over here, and if you notice right here, I am going to just softly draw down, go back in, out. Now I'm selecting more of this. Okay, now there's an area here again. I don't want to include the sky in the background, so I'm going to choose my subtraction mode. And then I'm going to kind of just deselect. There we go. And then here I'm going to include the background there, and I'm going to finish this off. Again, I'm not going to, you probably all did a better job than me. You may not have to do, but if you do see things that kind of need fixing, okay, there it is right there. I'm pretty happy with my selection. So again, you might have done a better job. Like I said, you probably have. If you have, good. If not, then, just do the best you can. We're just practicing here. We're not experts yet. We're just practicing. Practice makes perfect. So just give yourself some, leeway here to kind of make the mistakes. It's okay. If you're happy with what I have here and if you have something similar, go with it. All right. Now, what we're going to do is copy this, Command-C, and we're going to go into the rainforest, and just for the heck of it, we're going to put this into the rainforest. I hope this never happens. Leave those rainforests alone. Now, I'm going to introduce you to the new concept called transform. And as you can see, okay, this is called the free transform tool. If you're using a Windows, you would use the control key. If you're using a Mac, the command key, followed by the letter T. Okay, but before you do that, what do we got to do here? Well, first of all, this doesn't really make much sense, but we're going to have to make it a little bit bigger because either that's a really small hotel, which it isn't, or those are really gargantuan trees, which it might be. All right, so the first thing I want to do is press Command-T if you're using a Mac, Control-T. Or you can go to, I believe, let's go make sure we're in Photoshop mode. Okay, so it's going to go to Edit, and there it is, Free Transform. And if you notice, it says Command-T. So select that, and there are our handles again. Okay, you saw that before. And pressing and holding the Shift key, I'm going to make this hotel bigger. Okay, make it a little bit bigger. There it is right there. Bigger. There we go. And then move it to the right. Press return. And there it is right there. Such a shame, isn't it? A hotel in the middle of the rainforest. But if it's in Photoshop, it's okay. Well, that's pretty much it for this part of the Photoshop lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's continue on. This is Mr. Hague. Any issues, send me an email, okay? Have a great day.